Hello everyone, it's me again. This time I'm looking at Giglets because every Friday your teachers are setting you a reading task. Now the easiest way for us to give you a reading task when you are home learning is through Giglets. Now Giglets is paid for by the school. It is completely free for you. It is an absolutely fantastic resource, especially if the children are getting bored of the books that they've got in the house, and to give us an idea of exactly what they're doing reading wise. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through step by step now how you would enter the site and what you would do when you're on there. So all I did was I typed Giglets into the bar up here. I click on login and then you pop your details in. If you are unsure of any of your child's details, please get in touch with your teacher and they can give them to you within the day. Right. So this is the home page. This is where you come on to. You've got three buttons across the top. The Giglets button, you click that, you come back to this page at any point. The library, okay, and messages. So on this homepage, you can see that my current book is Snow White. It says I haven't got any tasks open at the minute, so I haven't started a task and not finished it at the minute. And then down here, these are all my questions because after you've read each book, there is a set of questions to go with them. Okay, so you can see I've got lots of catching up that I need to do. Okay. When you log in, you will see your name up here. Please make sure it is your name because if it's not your name, it means you're logged into someone else's account. We don't want that happening. If I click on this button here, the library, all that does is, this is my book that I'm reading at the minute. If I don't fancy that book today, I want to try a different book. I can go into my library and there are lots of others in here. It may be that you read a book before and you want to go back to it and read it again. Okay, whatever you fancy, okay, you pick the book that you want to read. These have been put in your library by your teacher. So your teacher has put them in there to your ability. So what that means is it should be, especially in the higher year groups, quite an independent task on Friday morning for them to be able to do it. So that's the library. You can see all the books that your teacher has popped in there for you. If I want to go back to the home page, I'm going to click on Giglets again. It's going to take me back to this pretty looking page. At the end of your book, you may find that you want to ask your teacher a question. If you ask your teacher a question and they reply, you will find they reply in the messages here. Okay, I'll show you how to ask a question in a bit, but that's where you will find the answers to any questions you've asked. Let's go back to Giglets again then. Back to the home page. Right, so now we're going to start reading the book. So to read my book, I'm going to click on Read Book. And it takes me to the first page. Now, it'll take you to whatever page you ended up on. So there's no need for bookmarking. There's no need to write down what page you were on because it'll take you to the exact same page that you left on. So this is the front page. You've also got a contents button here. If you click the contents button, it can take you directly to the pages that you want. So if I click on this one, picture and music, you can see there's a lovely picture here. And then if I want the music to play with it, click on this button here. And you hear the music starts playing. Right, it'll be music that matches the book, the story, the picture. Once you finish with the music, you can listen to the end. You can click pause, you can stop it, however you want to. Okay. To get onto the next page, I can click this button, or I can go to my contents page and I can click story. Okay, and it's taking me straight to the story. Or like I said, I can use these buttons. It's a bit like a Kindle, and press it aside. And this is the first chapter, the beginning here. So at this point now, if you're reading with your child, you might ask some questions like we would in school. We might say, what can you find an adjective? Or can you find a simile? Okay, higher up. If you were doing something like that, then you can use the highlighting tool. So if I click the highlighting tool, I can change the colour and make it green. And then use a simile. Her hair was as black as ebony. And I can highlight it. Okay, and you can do that as many times as you like through the book. If you wanted to change your highlighting colour, you can change colour. Can you see any numbers in the text? 1, Okay, so this could be if your teacher has given you a task that you know you need to do with the book as you do in the book, or just could be highlighting conversations you're having with the children. So I've read that page, we're going to go to the next page, you can read that, and so on. If at any point you think, oh, I don't understand that, click on Ask the Teacher. What am I doing? I'm reading Snow White. My question is, what is a simile? Okay, and if I click the send button, that's now been sent to me, the teacher. Okay, and so on. Okay, so you can keep, as you read, you keep pressing that button across. You've got this button here where you can search the text. So maybe I want to find the one that talked about her hair. Click on Ebony. There you are. Okay, and it tells me, gives me the different parts of the text that has got the word ebony in it. Okay, so that's those 3 buttons here. Now you can change the background colour of the book. This is especially good for children if they've got dyslexia, or if they just find it easier to have a different colour. So I can change it to pink. Very often in school we say to the children, which colour is best for you, and they choose their colour. You can change the font size. If I click on that, you can see it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it eventually goes back to being small again. So if they're squinting or if they have the glasses on or whatever, you can make it bigger there. Okay. So I'm going to take you now, that's pretty much it, as in when they're reading the story. I'm going to take you now right to the end of the story, the end. And there should be, move this, sorry, I'm just going to move myself out of the way. There should be, see this little button here, when they get to this little button here, these are the higher order thinking skills questions, and these are the type of questions that we ask the children in school. They're all about the story, all of the answers are in the story they've just read. So if you click on that, why was Snow White called Snow White? Okay, and they would type their answer in there. That shows that they're remembering something. The next one, understanding. Did they understand the story? Why did the huntsman let Snow White go? Again, you would type in that box, applying their skills. So they are finding something out in the story and then applying that to a different context. Why do you think that the dwarves are happy to have Snow White stay with them? Because they're lonely. That Snow White would do lots of jobs for them around the house. I think I'd like a Snow White. Analyze again, and then evaluate and create. Once they've filled all those questions in, now like I said, they might look slightly different, okay, depending on the age of the child. This is quite an old book. They decide whether they feel confident, they're not sure, or they're confused. All of this feeds straight back to the teacher. So I can say I'm confident, and then one thing I think I did well, one thing, a second thing that I think I did well, and then something I think I could improve on. So maybe I need to work on my similes. Maybe I still don't know what a simile is and I need to find out what one is. Once you're done, you can complete if you're happy with the answers. If you think, oh, do you know what, I'm going to come back to this later, you can save your draft for later. I'm going to click complete, and that'll be sent straight to my teacher for marking. If you do not click the complete button, your teacher does not receive it. Okay, so they won't know that you've done it. Now, I've also got, so I've done that there, look, okay, your teacher will mark this task soon. If I scroll down, I've also got my reading test questions. So once you've finished the book, check down here to make sure you haven't missed any questions. So I can click here, it says you should do this reading test because they know I've read the book. They know I've got to the end of the book. Get started. Okay. And this, I'm going to hide that so you can see properly. This down here now is the bar for all the reading test questions information. Okay, so here is the bar at the bottom with all the information on. So we've gone through before. Font size takes the font bigger or smaller by clicking on it. Background colour, ask the child which colour, or you do it, which colour suits you best. And then you've got this button here, show task. So if I click upwards on that, it gives you the reading test questions and instructions. So make sure you've read the text, because obviously they won't be able to answer the questions if they haven't. When you finish reading, begin answering the questions. read back through the book to help you, then look back over the book to check your answers. Do not guess. The answer will be based on what you have read. So all the answers are in the book. Now, these are very similar to the Welsh Government reading test that the children do from years 2 to year 6, or 2 and up into 2 to year 6 with us. It's an absolutely fantastic resource for practicing those types of questions. So step 1 out of 10, multiple choice. In which season was the Queen's daughter born? Was it summer, spring, winter, or autumn? Now, if I'm thinking, I don't know, that was right at the beginning of the story, I can click on this button here, which says hide task. That takes me back to the book. I know that that's going to be at the beginning of the story. So if I go back maybe to the beginning of the story, there you are, one winter when snowflakes fell like feathers from the Queen. So I know it's winter. So if I click on show task, I can click on winter, and then I click on this arrow here again. And I'm on step 2. What was Snow White said to be like? Okay, and you click. And click this again, and so on. Now, the children won't know if they've had, how many they've had as they go along, okay? But once they get to the end, click through. It tells me, so multiple choice. Your answer was correct. My answer was not correct. And then the rest not answered. So they will know how many they've got right at the end. So when you are happy with your answer, confirm that the task is complete. So if at that point the child thinks, well, do you know what, actually I think I can do better than that, they can go back and do it again, or they can click task complete, and that gets sent to their teacher. Again, if you do not click task complete, your teacher will not get the work that you've done. Okay. Now at the beginning I showed you the messages. Now if I click on messages now, you can see here what is a simile has popped up. Okay, so when you're writing messages, your teacher will get them. Now, I think that's it for Giglets. I hope that's been helpful. Like I say, teachers are planning Giglets tasks every Friday, so it is important that the children are using them because that is their reading task for the week. Obviously, usually we do guided reading and individual readers and lots of other things. We can't do that. This is the next best thing. If you've got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch with your class teacher and they'll be happy to help. Thank you very much.